just get this thing over with. Get out here, Jackson.
Alright. I will remain professional and allow the champion to answer each question before myself.
Hey, shut the fuck up. You got any questions or whenever you're ready?
Damn, I look good. I look fucking good. I look fantastic!
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah, get a load of the winner of the MMA match. Alright. First question. What do you think gives you the distinct advantage over the other person?
Well, I already had a victory in this best of 7 series. It's been shown that Casey Jackson is weakened since his time away, seemingly as Joey No Face. 3, just built different. Hand it over to you.
So what I think gives me the distinct advantage over this guy? Pure ability, pure mentality, pure attitude. Look at me and look at him. Yeah, he's taller. Yeah, he's got the weight advantage. I've got speed. And honestly, if you got speed and ability, that's all you really need. And when it comes to timing, I have this guy beat. I have this guy beat.
But if you had timing, why didn't you win?
Why didn't I win a singles match?
Yeah.
That's a match. This is a UFC fight. Well, technically an MMA fight, but if you watch the UFC, that's what kind of fight it is.
Give me the next question.
The next question is, how difficult of a challenge will your opponent be?
Difficulty. Well, I've faced Casey Jackson many of times before, but it's still always a challenge whenever I step in the ring with him. No matter what. Still brings a good fight, even if he is weak, man. Still brings a good fight. So I feel like that's the challenge I have with my opponent. He just doesn't stop. He'll go until that bell rings. That's one thing I respect. Everything else, I can't respect anything. Except for the fact that he goes until that last bell rings. And that's a challenge I'd have to overcome with him.
How difficult do I think it's going to be to defeat Tony Bryan in an MMA fight? See, if this was a match, I'd say pretty damn difficult. But I've known this guy for a while. We fought when we were kids, and this guy, he's stiff as a board. He's stiff as a board, and that doesn't help you in a fight. That helps you in a match. You're harder to knock down, but if you're stiff as a board, you can't dodge. You can't move out of the way. You're just gonna be eating shots if you're stiff like that. You're gonna be eating shots, and you can't do that in a fight. You can't do that. Take too many on the chin and you're going down. Take too many in the gut and you're going down. Kick out his legs too. He can't dodge. He can't dodge, and I think that's going to be his downfall. But I'm obviously going to give it everything I got. And to ultimately answer how difficult this guy is going to be to beat in an MMA fight, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how difficult it actually is going to be. And I'll read the next question. Let's move on from that. What is your strategy going into this fight?
My strategy. Just beat his ass and go home. That's all I got. That's all I have to do. Just get him out. As quick as possible.
As for myself, I do have a game plan. I do have a strategy. But sharing my actual strategy with my opponent before the fight would only help him prepare. That would be idiotic on my part. So as for my strategy, KO. KO my opponent. That's my strategy. Next question. Sorry, it's questions, but I have my friend watching the taping, and he's texting me the questions. He's thinking of a question right now. So I'll make a question of my own. Words for your opponent. You can go first.
What was the question?
Words to say to your opponent. Do you have a message for me?
It's not a. Do I have a message? I feel like my message is left in the ring. I don't need to say anything to you.
And I'll save my words for him after he's KO'd, coming to, and I'll talk my shit. But at the end of the day, it's all about what happens in the fight at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. I think, yep. Thank you, anonymous friend, texting me the questions. Finally, texted one.
Ask the question.
What makes an MMA fight different from a wrestling match?
More heavy hits. Sometimes there's even no clear winner. But it's really all I can think of. Heavy hitting, no clear winners at times. Absolute chaos in the ring.
In an MMA fight, you fight to a knockout or a submission. In a match, you fight to a pinfall, submission, or disqualification. MMA fight, you can get disqualified. Hitting the back of the head or below the belt will earn you a DQ loss. But in an MMA fight, it's really all about gauging what your opponent is going to do next and reacting before they even act. That's what it's all about. In a wrestling match, it's more about outsmarting your opponent and just being the better wrestler at the end of the day. In an MMA fight, it's more mind than body, in my opinion. Okay, the final question is going to be, how would you handle a loss to your opponent?
I wouldn't say that a loss would destroy me. There are more opportunities at a victory in this series, but a loss would still hurt, knowing that my opponent is tied up with me in this series. I want to be 4 matches done. That's it. If I take a loss, it might rattle me a little bit, but I'll get through it.
Now, how would I handle a loss to my opponent in this fight? I would admit defeat and say that he is the better fighter in this circumstance. He would be the better fighter. He beat me in a singles match and he beat me in an MMA fight. If both of those were to happen, odds are I would kiss my chances at seeing that title on my shoulder goodbye. But I personally can't see it happening. I personally can't see myself losing a fight to this guy. I just can't see it. It's not gonna happen. I'm predicting right now, cold hard knockout. Something about this MMA match is they're not gonna be rounds. It's gonna be one continuous fight until a decision is made. And when that decision is made, my hand will be raised, and I'll be walking out the victor. But once again, on the off chance that I do lose, I'll respect the fact that I lost. Possibly accept that I'll never see that title again. But at the same time, I'm going to train my ass off for the upcoming match after that. If I win, however, which I will, I'm partying. I'm throwing a party. Because I just beat a dude that's what? 6'1", 6'2"? How tall are you?
6 even.
6 even? Alright, and I'm 5'6". He has half a foot on me. If I could pull that off, that's worth the party. And long story short, I'm gonna celebrate if I win, which I will, and if I lose, I'm accepting the loss. Now, as you would do at a pre-fight press conference, is the face-off. You face off for good media coverage, for them to use the picture or whatever. It also looks pretty cool, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do the face-off.
How many square up to?
You'll see. Everyone will see what I am truly capable of next week.